こんな世界だからこそ全部守る夢を追わなきゃ。僕も仲間も。
Hey everyone, Ink here, Sabin versus the Devs number 5. But before that, I wanted to add a forward because I didn't really talk about the banner or Setzer in the commentary, which I think it actually came out really good. First off, Blue Terra, hell yeah, this is great. Terra gets her HP cap up if you blue her, and she is usually, when she's got her LD buff on, she is capping her damage, and so this is big for her. She clapped one really well. I had a lot of fun. One was the hardest stage for me because you had to manage debuffs, but once I got the team right, it was so much fun. These events, I really hope they keep pushing these types of Perfectum style events. It probably took them time to design it. They added character board points to the shop. They added the artifact quality of life. This is the best event GL has gotten in a very long time, in my opinion. Very long time. It's very good across the board. New players get access to more character board points, and these shops are split. So the Umbral Equinox event in 10 days is probably also going to have character board points for new players. I've been an advocate for adding it. Really cool that they put that in the shop. This is a very good, very smart event. You can't run the same team on all 3 fights. It's a lot of fun to strategize where you want to put them. It's almost like a mini Entropy, mini Transcendence. But yeah, so much fun having no foresight and just getting to dive into it and figure out the teams. I'm not sweating now that I slept on it. I'm not sweating at all that Setzer didn't show up here. First off, he's not delayed yet. He's delayed if he's not synergy on the boss rush, and delays happen. Cater was delayed. Cloud's rework early on in the game was delayed. We had Awakenings in the 60s era that were delayed. These delays will happen. Look on our timeline for campaigns. Whenever you see a special campaign with a funky banner, yeah, that may move. It may shift. It's always been that way. We have a disclaimer at the top of the timeline, I'm pretty sure. If we don't, I'm going to add one. But campaigns tend to move, but don't sweat it. Boss rush, just grab your defense down calls, grab Sabin, Porum, or Aerith. If you don't have any defense down calls, they'll proc the orb on their own. You've got options. It's gonna be fun. You've got Jack on the banner who can help with his call for the last wave, and Leon is there he's great for team 2. And Titus is great for team 1. So there are so many recent options that can help you beat that boss rush without too much problems. So I think it's a lot of fun. Full plans are out the window, and that's a good thing for the game. This is so much fun. The devs have listened to our feedback and have created a wonderful, great, interesting event. I'm gonna update the Tonberry Troop website with some of the Lufinia details, I think. If I've got time, I think I do. So I'll probably add some notes there because I really want to encourage people to give this event a try, go through it, have a good time with it. It's so much fun, and just the boss mechanics are interesting. I think the hardest thing for me was the second boss had a 60 turn count. That was tight, so it was a little more restrictive in your teams. I had to grab Tifa. I know others grabbed Lael, and I haven't looked at other completions, but I'm going to, before I update the troop website, do a little bit of research. Do jump on the TCC Discord. They are pumping out a ton of really interesting clears there. It's very cool to see. I highly recommend it, especially if you're struggling with it. That server, more than any other server, will help you get through it and be really nice about it as well. So definitely check that out. I was on the post show last night, and we had a really interesting conversation. So I'll link that too. And I think that's everything that I wanted to say. Oh, and we get extra pages as well. So we get more blue armors. We're getting 30 pages out of these events, and the next one's probably going to be another 30 pages. So that's super good. That's three books that we get, which is going to basically give us 1 extra blue armor that JP didn't have. Probably. So super good, amazing event. And yeah, let's get to the third fight with Sabin, Wall, and Arciela. Monster team. They worked really well together. So let's jump to it. Hey everyone, Ink here. So I am up to the last Equinox. Everyone said it was the hardest one, or a lot of people said it was the hardest one. Ooh, I just test ran it. It was not hard, but that's because Sabin's in the team. So yeah, this is the team. I would have brought Diablos, but they absorbed Dark. But honestly, I did this. I don't know. We'll see. But I got to 1% on one enemy on turn 65 without using summon. And I didn't even swap Sabin. So yeah, this is the Marilyn Gloria. You need to do HP. Brave Poison or Brave Sap. And I gave Arciela Ferris' Sphere. So that's perfect. So Arciela covers the orb, Warrior of Light protects against their nasty, nasty recast, and Arciela dispels them. Sabin doesn't give one shit about anything that they're doing, and he's just going to pound out damage, and more importantly, also just keep the battery topped off, create breathing room for Warrior of Light when he needs to reapply shields, because we have to be very mindful of shields throughout the fight. I'll probably separate dropping, so they cleanse debuffs at, the first one to go cleanses debuffs, and they cleanse their debuffs at 79%, 49%, and 29%. So I'm inclined at the 79% threshold. I'm going to drop Kurasame and Gabranth's calls to add HP damage up. And then after that, I'll save Jack, the other Kurasame, and the last Gabranth for the final run with it. And that's part of the nice thing of having Kurasame on Sabin, because he isn't particularly like he has turn rate on an Aura Cannon, but outside of that, he's not particularly fast. And so he'll be able to keep up the party enchant on the last part of the fight with the Clouded Darkness friend. So yeah, let's see if we can. Great. We've got a blue cod. Thank you. Segoy is right. Cool. Ramu for defense if we need it, but holy crap, we really don't. I mean, it's like a clutch paralysis if we need it. But honestly, this team was stomping. All right, we'll see how it goes. No one was low on skills. I guess Sabin got a little low on Razor Gale, so hopefully this works out okay. Let's get his LD buff up. So RCL, the more valuable skill, because they resist HP attack disable, her more valuable skill here is Ascension. Ascension is going to clear their buffs. So that one is way more important than Descension, which is a shift for RCL. I don't know if you remember Entropy 12, where Arciela was like a hero. Yeah, she needed to have Dispel saved for the last wave, so it was a really important skill that you had to pay attention to. But cool. Let's go through it. This is going to draw them on Warrior Light, and they're probably going to get through his shields, because his shields aren't the most magnificent thing in the world. So they'll probably break through it. But yeah, there's that cleanse. And you can see the turn order for RCL is actually really, really good. Because she's going to get 2 turns in a row. So I'm going to throw him back. I'm going to Imperil A. Now, no need to clear the debuffs yet. I'm actually going to drop Arciela's HP damage up debuff. This prevents them from gaining Brave, and I imagine that's useful. But honestly, yeah, like I haven't necessarily paid a ton of attention to that. It's great when you have a character. It's like Aerith, right? When you're running Aerith and the boss just doesn't buff themselves because they've got her debuff on. And by the way, she doesn't work here because they cleanse debuffs right before applying their buffs. So Aerith's debuff doesn't work here. But it's funny because you can run Aerith and you'll talk to people and you'll say, hey, how'd you deal with the enemy buffs? And you're like, wait, the enemy buffed itself? You won't even know. That's one of the beautiful beautiful things. Okay. I'm just gonna refresh Warrior of Light's shields for now, and get his primary buff up and all of that. And oh yeah, let's do it. Sabin just pounds out damage relentlessly. Is so much fun. All right. Yeah. There's no danger as long as you time Sabin's delays combined with Warrior of Light's shield refreshes and RCL's dispels. It's no worry. Yeah, they're both unbroken and the team's batteried, so I'm gonna Razor Gale, throw him back. He somehow got turn rate on that. I need to look at his passives because I didn't think that he had a speed passive for that. I didn't. Yeah. And these guys have an HP poison, but honestly, it doesn't matter. It's very hard for them to deal HP damage to us, like naturally. So they're doing an all attack, so I'll go ahead and Shining Shield. Oh, and the launches with this team are beautiful, because they're almost always topped off on Brave. Oh, go Sabin. Oh, so good. I wish that I could get Arciela's blue armor, but I blued Terra. Oh, I should talk about that. So I blued Terra. I love Terra. She was really fun in the first stage. I enjoyed her. That was a little tricky, and I think I'm gonna have a weird order for difficulty. We'll see if this one trolls me surprisingly. It frustrates me, but I don't think it's going to. Okay, I was talking and I wasn't paying attention to buffs, but I believe buffs should be shields. Shields should be okay. Yeah, RCL is going to lose Fast Cast here, and I'm inclined to reapply it, but I'm going to wait until they hit 79%, because then they're going to clear their buffs, and then RCL is going to come in pretty clutch. Let's jump up on turns. Alright, his shield is basically gone, but that's okay. I am going to throw Buckler, and they're both drawn on him, so I'll leave B to take its normal turn. A is so far back, so it's... Actually, they both clear now, but that's... Oh, no. God, oh, they do it at 69%? God, that's annoying. Okay. Yeah, they do it at 69. Huh. Alright, so let's cannon this guy to retain the break order. And they have one turn left of capacity break, so I'm gonna reapply that. I'm not really paying attention to her refreshing her skill 2s. It doesn't matter. She's getting swapped. And for people that don't know Arciela, it is crazy hard to run out of skills with Arciela. You might run out of the skill that you need, but otherwise it's quite difficult to run out of her skill. This is a Phantom. Oh, he doesn't have Phantom Rush yet. Okay, yeah, then I'm going to Aura Cannon. I always like to Aura Cannon before the enemy turns, because otherwise I'm going to basically have the turn order Warrior of Light, Arciela, and then the enemies. And unless I need to reapply shields or do something like that, I don't need to make breathing room right now, so I'd rather take the higher damage skill. Alright. This thing is tickles. It's fine. Yeah, I'm gonna, for sure, heal the party. They're getting a little low from that HP poison that they've got. So after this turn, I'm going to... Actually, why don't I do this now? I just used... Oh no, okay. Yeah, let me use Phantom Rush. A is gonna get pretty close. This is probably gonna drop him to 71. Might drop him to 70. Okay, 70. Nice. Good job, Sabin. So yeah, I don't want to bother wasting a skill 1 right now. This deals 160k, so I'll just do Dissension. That's totally fine. Alright, A dropped, so A's got the sphere. Or A's got the buffs. They delayed themselves a little bit. Sabin's gonna push them back. No problem there. Let's punch this guy, because I want to give Arciela room to dispel. Ooh, he got turn rate? Okay. Well, I may as well Shining Shield then. I love how he always caps his damage. It's very nice. Okay. Yeah, so let's create some breathing room with Sabin. Less damage because he needed to reapply his Imperil. And now let's Ascension. I'm probably even being too conservative with Arciela. I probably could be more even more on top of that, but that is fine. All right, shields were refreshed already, so I'm just gonna pop that guy. All right, this is gonna deal 0 HP damage. The nice thing about Warrior of Light here is if you get broken by an enemy, their recast bar will jump up 50% faster. That's a nice nuance. It's a helpful thing to know. I'm gonna, yeah, let's just do this. It's definitely good to know that if you notice the boss's recast bar is going up really quick, you'll notice these guys are going quite slow. And it's because Warrior of Light's preventing breaks on the party, which is really good. And these characters were recently on banners, so I don't think that, you know, like all 3 of these are sort of recent. Obviously, Arciela only got her blue armor. There wasn't anything else there. But that's fine. And I haven't been calling it out, but you'll notice on their turn it says effect from bonus sphere. That's the sphere that Arciela is holding, the Ferris sphere, and that's keeping the orb healthy. So yeah. So because of this attack slightly lowering, and they've got concurrent, recasts up. So 1, I'm gonna throw them to hell. They're at 13 right now. So we got plenty of room. I'm gonna throw him to hell. We've got plenty of space. I'm gonna drop Arciela's debuff. Prevent them from doing any brave gains. We'll Shining Shield, refresh the party. Get a great launch. Not as great as the Sabin launch, but pretty good. Having Arciela's debuff on there for the launch is nice, because it'll boost her damage in the launch, which is good. Okay, I was tempted to get greedy there, because that would have been a very good battery if he jumped up, because the others are at 0. But you can see the region stacking with Arciela and Wall is actually pretty damn good. All right. I probably could have saved it. I don't expect them to take HP damage from any of these attacks. They should be totally fine. Warrior of Light's getting close to needing to refresh his LD buff. Yeah, they're not even. This is like a total tickle. Yeah, their shields are still at 38. That's why I said this team's so safe. Okay, this is absolutely. They're both unbroken. I generally like to do the delay. That's usually good. Let me slow them down. They're getting turns really close together, and I don't think her Dissension buff is on. Debuff is applied, so let's do that. Yeah, you can see she just jumped up in turn from the speed down part of that, so that's pretty nice. Yeah, I'll refresh shields on the team. I need to reapply Warrior of Lights. His LD buff and his skill 2 buffs are down currently. I could make breathing room, but I don't really think that I need to. His shield is active, so I'm just gonna jump my turn up. I can Razor Gale next turn. They probably delay themselves when they cleanse their debuffs. Yeah. Yeah, so this works pretty nicely, I would say. I do not want to use Throw Buckler because yeah, well, you'll see why. I'm gonna Bitter End first. Oh, actually, this is gonna drop his. Okay. All right. So this sort of forces my hand. I didn't want to necessarily do it, but what's gonna happen is they've got 6 buffs. I wanted to use Arciella's because you'll see here, Arciella's gonna get 2 turns before the enemy. So I wanted to apply her LD debuff first, but I can't do that. There's no room for it because Warrior of Light dropped his lock on. So it's minor. I don't really think that matters. So let's clear their buffs. Bye-bye. Let's get turn rate. How am I doing? Yeah, you have 70 turns on this one. It's really pretty good, pretty generous. I'd be a little careful. The turns are getting a little sketch. So yeah, yeah, turns are a bit sketch. I'm gonna have to give them all those turns in a row, which is going to cause. Okay, he doesn't jump up on that, which is good. I don't want him to. So let's Shining Shield, Battery the party. And I'm gonna drop her LD debuff. Yeah. Just prevent them from gaining any Brave. In case they do. I feel like they do have an attack where they gain Brave. Okay. This is unfortunately the one that kicks up a lot. Alright. Ooh, timed that just perfectly. And you can see his shield is gone. This is 1 hit, so should be okay. Oh no, it's a lot of hits. Okay, that's fine. This one's gonna do the same attack. Warrior of Light's got Last Stand, so I'm not worried. Okay, cool. We're totally out of danger now. So I will refresh shields on the team. And let's heal Warrior of Light back up. I haven't used any of my calls. They're gonna cleanse pretty soon. I think I'm just gonna leave both the Kurasame calls for that. I'm gonna Tiger Break here. Just knock a ton of damage into them. Yeah. That's really all Fighting Tiger is good for, or Tiger Break, is punching through a ton of damage. Cool. I'll just heal him. Once they get into red, that's when RCL is going to get swapped for Cloud of Darkness. Alright. Yeah. Let's Sight Unseen. Or Dissension. RCL is such a dark horse. I love it. Crap. I wanted to talk about Terra. So I'll probably put in a forward actually. Yeah. You'll hear me talk about it at the beginning. I'll put in a forward about Terra and the banners and stuff. Alright, this is all going well and according to plan. I'm at turn 58. So we're getting closer to bursting with Warrior of Light, swapping Arciella. Uh, I'm tempted to Tiger Break again, but I guess jumping up is just as good. That Brave top off is beautiful. All right, they're at 31, so yeah, this cycle right here, their HP is going to end up dropping, and they're going to cleanse their buffs. RCL is going to wipe them, and then her next turn she's out. So I'm actually going to bitter end here, because I want to push through the damage on both of them. Yeah, I got one of them, so I think that's good. Yep, that is perfect. Excellent. Alright. Okay, she'll do that on her next turn before she leaves. So, go ahead and Ascension. Get rid of those buffs. Alright. Sabin drops Kurasame. Get them both down. Oh, yeah. Hell yeah. Who needs EX? Sabin launches are the best launches. Alright, now I'd love if I can get turn rate here with Warrior of Light. That would be good. Let's drop Jack. Let's see if I can get turn rate. My Jack doesn't have his EX plus. If you're wondering why he's hitting like a noodle. Okay, perfect. That's pretty good. Pretty good turn order. I'm gonna go ahead and break B just so that the Cloud of Darkness friend doesn't. All right, now she's gonna drop Gabron. And COD time. Now see, this is a big problem. This is why I actually died before. You cannot see the Loof Orb on the leftmost enemy. I cannot see it. And yeah, genuinely, I have no way to tell what the Loof Orb is at. So I'm going to take a screenshot of this, because this is a huge, well, it's almost there. I have to wait for it to like cycle back, but okay, it's at 5, so I'm good. Alright, beautiful. She's enchanted, or it's enchanted by the Kurasame call on Sabin. So, fat damage. I'm going to go ahead and break A and use an Aura Cannon to battery COD. I don't really need to worry about the EX or anything right now, but it'll make sure that COD basically tops off its Brave. Alright. Brave region. Making sure I'm not making a dumb mistake. And burst. Alright, Warrior of Light burst will come in handy. Let's go ahead and bitter end. I'm gonna summon right out of the gate. Like right after Wall's turn, I'm summoning. Because they're both at 2, and after the BT they'll be at 1. So I will summon if they are not dead. That was a great launch, by the way. Very good damage from COD. Thank you, COD friends. I love that I can keep Sabin in here. It's so good. I can't tell who has less health right now, and I don't feel like clicking, so I'll punch him. Alright, COD got a free turn. I'm actually close on the turn count, but I also think that I slightly probably misused my calls. That I probably had an opportunity I probably hadn't had an opportunity to. Alright, sorry, my headset went out. Let me make sure I'm recording. I don't know why I pressed the pause screen. Okay, yes, I'm recording. Alright, they are at 1 now, so summon. No room to screw around with that when they're basically dead. COD's on a free turn, so I'm just gonna go ahead and do this. They're probably dead. Cool. Hey, Sabin versus the devs. This was a pretty, like, lax fight. I paid attention to shield values and made sure RCL had breathing room. But yeah, just super, super clean. Yeah, I hope you all enjoyed the run and my Terra rant at the beginning, which I am going to insert now. But hope you're enjoying this. This is the most fun that I've had in the game recently. So it's been a long time. The fact that Sabin is good enough to run in the hardest quest and be a monster at it is a big contributor. But yeah, these quests were fun as hell. I love what the devs did here. Really, really good content. If you're struggling with it, wait around. Don't sweat it. We're gonna get characters before these before these quests go away on 9.3. We're likely to get like Yuna. We're gonna get other characters coming through. So like Yuna will be able to wipe the debuffs off your party in the first quest. So you're gonna have a lot more options, and we may get Agrius. So you're gonna have another paralysis option as well, a good paralysis option. So yeah, look forward to that. But thanks for watching, everyone. Hope you have a great weekend. Take care. Thanks for watching. Bye. Definitely should have done this before.